What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. I am going to put up the Ethereum chart here, just because I want to see what the price of Ethereum is while we're doing this analysis here. $2.86 is the price for XRP. Here we are at about 4 hours 11 minutes left in the day. This is the 21st of August. Looking like we do want to move down a little bit more, doesn't it? 2.7% to the downside so far. I'm not completely convinced that we go below this low. I am still leaning toward the idea that this is the low there at about, what is that, 281. Could we go lower? Absolutely we could. There is still the potential for a double bottom, a fake out where you get a slightly lower low, something like that. We back test this prior area of resistance here for support. I mean, with that, we could go all the way down to 265. If we're looking at our liquidation levels, we go to XRP. Over the past day, the shorts have piled on versus the longs, but we do have a solid wall of longs here to take out at about 282. So maybe we get that, maybe not a double bottom overall, but just a double bottom relative to what we've done, in the past 48 hours now. Could happen. See a slightly lower low than what we saw yesterday, and then move on up. That really could happen. Let's look at the short-term stuff and see if we can figure this out. Something's in my throat, man. It doesn't feel good. Like, normally it's a tickle, but it's like it feels dry. I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. It's all the smoke, man. There's a lot of smoke out here. Anyways, there's some wildfires not too far away. $2.86 right now. 10 minutes left in this hour. Pretty powerful move down so far, down 1.6% on this hour alone. Man, you're down like 2.7% on the day, and half of that's from this hour. Looking at this on a 1 hour time frame, you are rejecting your 50. You had a nice setup with these higher lows taking place. Now you're kind of forming some lower lows relative to this. I think as long as you're staying out of the oversold zone, you're fine. But man, if you get into the oversold zone, we absolutely likely do see lower prices than this. Getting oversold and not being able to get overbought is a real problem, man. It really is. The MACD is not helping, and the stochastics are not helping either. So all these things suggest lower prices. They even suggest, I would even say, suggest lower than this price. Let's see. Let's go from a low to a high. We're going to look at this based on the fibs, just see what our fibs are telling us too. I'm going to take this low to high here. Yeah, with that, guys, maybe it is time to call for like 281 to 275. Maybe something in that area could be where we go. Unless this is just a little bit of volatility and we eat this back by the end of the day, we come back up, then whatever. As long as we're closing higher, I don't care. Let's give some if-then statements, okay? If we close below $2.88 today, by the end of the day, I would think that we do have a solid chance of seeing a lower low than this. If we can close above 288, but really I think closing above 292 on the day, that'd be very encouraging that this is the low and that we are moving up higher rather immediately. Shorts overtaking the longs is not enough, okay? 7-day time frame, I mean, they're piled on. Absolutely they are. Really piled on. Wow, you got like $1 billion in shorts piled on over the past month. Anyways, and that's just on this, let alone all the other exchanges. Anyways, XRP right now with the potential prospect of going lower, it's definitely looking good, or bad depending on your perspective, but it's looking like the odds are good that we do go lower even in this low based on these indicators here. This is the 1 hour time frame though, so let's look at the 4 hour and see if we find any discrepancies there. The 4 hour also looks like trash, okay? What's nice about it though is that you have these lower lows and lower highs, right? You've kind of broken out of that range already. You had bullish divergence to finish off your downtrend. Now, just because you finish off a downtrend doesn't mean that you can't go lower, right? You might not go lower in the sense of the RSI. Maybe you get a higher low, but that higher low could be another form of just furthering this bullish divergence, which means that we could see a lower price. So, but just because we have bullish divergence also does not necessarily mean we see a lower price. All that would mean is that we get a lower close than this, which does not equal going below this low. So maybe we close below 286, but we don't go below 282. I don't know. Time will tell. But the 4 hour RSI is definitely not helping us with our bullish case. It's definitely helping the bear case out. The stochastics look like they're bearish. Also helps out the bear case, not the bull case. And the MACD, I guess it's bearish overall. Yeah, it's not really giving me too much. I suppose it is bearish. So all of those indicators also make me think that we do go lower. Damn. Lower it is. Lower it is, my friends. I think that we do go lower. Low to high here. And Bitcoin's going lower too. Ethereum's still not lower than its lows yesterday. I don't know if it will go lower, but it's very possible. That was a nice area for support. Lower than its current price, sure, but lower than yesterday's lows, I don't know about that. Yeah, XRP, maybe we go down to like 280. 280 over the past day. What would that do? Let's go over the past week. I mean, if we hit 280, that clears out almost all these longs. Almost all the longs that have been piled on in the past week get cleared out. We probably pile on a bunch of shorts in that time. So let's call for it. We're either at the low or very near the low. I'm going to call for 280, the 886 here. That's my expectation. The fact that we closed above the golden ratio is nice. But then that next candle we got below, I'm going to go with continuation. So everything else is pointing down there. So let's go with it. $2.79 will be the low. Okay, we're very near the low, my friends. And if it's not at 279, it's going to be very close to that, right? Ultimately, calling for this area to be the low, it's going to be a negligible difference whenever it's all said and done, wherever it is that we stop off at. Unless, of course, we go down to 260 or lower, right? Then that's a pretty significant difference. But I'm not anticipating that at the moment. Of course, again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. There could be some kind of flash crash. And sometimes we do get those flash crashes whenever we're very over leveraged in the markets. We just clear out all the leverage positions. We crap the bed, or we pump through the roof really fast and then we come back through. But in this case, it'd be a bed crapping. It would be a flash crash, not a flash pump, not a short squeeze. So I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying if it happened, it's pretty damn common in moments like this, right before we're about to take a more bullish leg up, right before the markets are about to pump. Oftentimes enough, we do get a little bit of a flash crash and then we move up. But that doesn't mean that we have to do it here. That there's also a lot of fear going on right now. I mean, if we look at the fear and greed index, let's just see. I'm going to refresh it here. It says 45, but I'm pretty sure it's different now. Let's see. Come on, 50. Okay, so it's gone up a little bit. Maybe if we close here or lower today, it'll go down enough. If there's enough fear, enough short capitulation, enough negative news headlines, I think that gives us enough reason to move up higher. But time will tell. We'll see how it goes. For now, the call for XRP is to go to 280. Afterwards, 279. Afterwards, massive recovery. We are but moments away, my friends, from attaining a very glorious, glorious pump. I think we're in the midst of it now. That was a nice move up. You broke out of your consolidation phase here. You're just consolidating now, right above prior resistance, right at prior resistance. Looking like you want that continuation. Maybe it's not a straight line like this. Maybe you move up, you consolidate, you move up, you consolidate. But I would expect that we're ultimately on our way to prices that are at about like $13 to $16. If not by the end of September at this rate, maybe it is by the end of October. But it just depends on when we start moving, right? I've got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.